The incident happened one day in 1995. There was a small pond about 2 kilometers away from our village, in an area called Amana. Since it was the rainy season at that time, the pond was full of water. On the east side of the pond, there was a crematorium, and on the west side, there was a graveyard. In the middle of that pond, we built a dam with bamboo and nets to farm fish. Every day, 2 or 3 people were sent to guard the dam so that the fish would not be stolen. A tong, small hut, was built on the south side of the dam, from where the dam could be guarded. One night, my cousin Naha and I were sent to guard the dam. After finishing our meal, we started our journey through the deserted village path soon after dusk. After walking about 1 to 1.5 kilometers, an old man wearing a white robe called us from behind and said, "Don't go that way. You will suffer great harm." Ignoring the old man's warning, we kept moving forward. After walking for about 20 to 30 minutes, we reached the bank of the Beal. There was a small boat there with which we crossed to the dam. Then, sitting inside the tong on the south side of the dam, we both fell asleep after chatting for a while. At around 1 in the night, we were awakened by the sound of a girl's voice. In the dim light of the moon, we saw a girl standing near the crematorium with a baby in her lap. She was asking us to take her to the other side of the Beal. Naha asked, "Who are you?" The girl replied, "You won't recognize me. My house is on the other side of the Beal." Without thinking much, we agreed to help her. We brought the girl into our boat and set off for her destination. She sat under the canopy of the boat, while I rowed from the front and Naha from the back. After some time, we felt the boat slowly becoming heavier. Soon it became so heavy that, even though we rowed with all our strength, the boat would not move at all. Suddenly, Naha heard the sound of bones being chewed coming from the canopy. When she went closer to see what was happening, she was horrified. The girl was tearing off the baby's fingers and chewing them. As soon as the girl noticed Naha, she chewed another finger of the child and gave her a strange look. Terrified, Naha jumped into the water and shouted at me, "Jump, if you want to save your life." I immediately followed her and we both swam. After reaching the shallow part of the Beal, we started running in different directions. After running for some distance, I realized Naha was no longer with me. Suddenly, I heard a woman scream. Looking around in the moonlight, I saw a figure about 20 feet away. It was trying to hang a woman from the branch of a banyan tree. By the time I reached there, the woman had already breathed her last. To my shock, when I looked at her face, I saw it was none other than the same girl we had taken on the boat. Seeing this, my whole body trembled with fear. I couldn't even scream. The figure gave out a terrible laugh and said, "Who will save you this time?" The hanging girl's body was swinging, while the figure's appearance was terrifying. I had no idea what to do. Out of fear, I started running aimlessly. At one point, I stumbled and fell. After that, I remember nothing. When I regained consciousness, I found myself in bed. I called my father and asked how I had gotten there. He told me, "When you didn't return home by morning, I and some villagers went to look for you. After much searching, we found Naha near the crematorium, and you were found a little further away near that hut. Tell me, what happened to you?" I told my father everything. When I asked about Naha, he said she hadn't regained consciousness yet. Later that afternoon, when she finally woke up, I went to see her. She narrated what had happened in the boat, which was the same as what I had already seen. When I asked her where she had gone after we ran, she said, "After running for some distance, I noticed you weren't with me. I kept calling you but got no response. Then suddenly, I saw someone riding 4 or 5 buffaloes in the almond paddy field, knee-deep in water. At first, I felt relieved, but when I went closer, I realized the buffaloes were different from normal ones. They had no eyes. The man riding them said, 'You have made a big mistake by coming here. You will suffer the consequences.' Without thinking, I started running again. But before I could go far, the buffaloes surrounded me from all sides. I was so scared that I lost consciousness. You know what happened after that?"